Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the Final Fantasy Fracas, a diecast racing tournament celebrating the wacky, unreal designs of our imaginations. Today we've got groups 3 and 4 of the first round. In Group 3, on leave from the Enterprise, it's Commander Geordie LaForge, representing Junkyard Joust in Sidewiener, a sidekick with the Wiener roof attachment weighing a massive 114 grams. Back again in what I think is his third or fourth event here at IDR, Michael Motorcycle is driving the Batman That Kills for DR3TK. M3's vehicle is a classic Batmobile with a zoom-in base weighing a hefty 94 grams. Representing Puffs Racing, Twinkie Jake is at the helm of Jabba Jaws, a Char Cruiser coming in at a near-tournament low of 29 grams. And lastly, he's ready to douse the competition for MQH Racing. Milky Way is driving Top Heavy, a 68-gram runway rescue. The cameraman trying out a bit of a different angle, and we can see Geordie and M3 up front for lap 1. Twinkie Jake gets left behind as the silver Yondamobile pulls ahead on the inside lane. They round the Hagrid turn, and M3 dives inside Geordie, but LaForge engineers a great block to stay out front. The final straight, Geordie wrecks, but he slides on his side across the line to win the opening lap. Milky Way crosses for third. Ooh, and it looks like Jake has wrecked in turn 1. I'm not sure, but his wheels may be just a bit too wide. Geordie and his sidekick with a solid start, but M3 exits turn 2 with some speed and challenges for the lead as they coast down the coroplast. Geordie sees it coming though and uses every bit of that 114 grams to pinch M3 out. Milky Way nearly wrecks himself in turn 4 while the lead pair pull away. Michael challenges again as they come to the final straight, and the resulting collision puts Geordie on his side, but his visor must have been right side up because he wins the lap anyways. Potential vehicle size issues for Jake as Junkyard Joust is out to the early lead. They rotate around and Twinkie Jake will give it a go from the pole. Whoa, he shoots out of the gate, but the field quickly overtakes him, and Milky Way obliterates Jake as they enter turn 1, and it's very quickly a 2-car race again. M3 wrecks, and Geordie is all alone. He's gonna coast to the win, while somehow Milky Way is just now coming down the coroplast. Whoa, narrowly avoids Michael on the curb, and he wrecks in turn 4, and Geordie LaForge is gonna come away with the huge win on a triple DNF lap 3. Jake flies out of the gate, but he must have missed a gear because he stalls, and Milky Way snowplows him through the Mordor turn. It again looks like M3 is going to challenge Geordie the entire lap, but he inexplicably bounces around the Echo Base turn. Apologies for no finish line cam this time, we're still working out the kinks, but how about Starfleet's Geordie LaForge winning back-to-back from the front row? Underdogs Milky Way and Jake share the front row, and boy does Jake need some points here. Jake again struggling out of the gate. Ooh, he gets pile-drived by Geordie. Milky Way leads for the first time today with M3 all over him. They come to the final turn, and M3 whips around the outside to make the pass and steal the win at the last moment. Milky Way takes second, and Jake and Geordie have DNF'd up in turn 2. A great run by Milky Way, and despite not taking the lap, he looked great out front. M3 pulls to within 1 of Geordie, while Twinkie Jake has been eliminated after 3 consecutive donuts. Lap 4 puts M3 on the pole with the only driver between him and round 2, Milky Way, on the outside. Michael can secure his spot by more or less just finishing the lap, but as we've seen, that's easier said than done. Geordie hooks the wall and wrecks, and Milky Way is wrecked as well. I think Michael Motorcycle is going to coast to both a lap and group victory. Geordie was running well, but he railed his hot dog on the outer wall in the Echo Base turn and took a weird hop on the exit, resulting in another DNF. M3 and DRT3K come away with the win, and Geordie from Junkyard Joust will advance as well on the back of 2 lap victories. Moving on to Group 4. She's back for white knuckle motoring. Piper Jean is driving Howler, a screamin' hauler weighing 66 grams. All the way from Scotland, Rocket Panda is representing Fractal Panda Diecast Racing in Red Rocket, a 51-gram rocket car. At the helm of Yaka Aero, Balfi is coming to us from Dubious Diecast. Balfi's Fusion Busto weighs 44 grams. And lastly, it's Indiana Diecast's own Badger, driving Very Fine Hat in El Viento, weighing 37 grams. Piper and Rocket start up front, Balfi and Badger in the back. Piper Jean jumps out to a quick start, but Balfi quickly finds some speed. The pair pull way ahead, and Balfi's drafting Piper. They sail smoothly through the S section. Still not much separation, and Piper Jean holds on for the first lap victory. Here comes Rocket Panda doing anything but rocketing down the final straight, and he'll stall out. No idea what happened to Badger, but that'll open Group 4 with a double DNF, and I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be another fight between two drivers for the group win. Piper Jean on top after one. Balfi joins PJ up front for lap 2, and now we get to see him go head-to-head. Balfi makes great use of that inside lane, and the group spreads way out before turn 2. They're way out front again. Can Piper catch Balfi? They come to the final turn, and the answer is going to be no. Balfi takes lap 2. Here come the other two, and no, it's going to be another double DNF. Not really any highlights to talk about on that lap, but this one's all but over, with Piper and Balfi tied up with 7, while Rocket and Badger have yet to complete a lap. The underdogs now on the inside lane, but I just have a really hard time seeing this one go their way. Balfi's still faster on the outside lane, and now Piper Jean is throttling up. Balfi's all alone this time. There's Piper, and Badger and Rocket Panda are fighting for third. Piper's charging hard, but Balfi will take lap 3 as the pair lock in their spots in round 2. Yep, that went about as I expected. Balfi will take a 1-point lead over Piper Jean into the final lap. Rocket Panda and Badger take their final lap from the front row. Will they at last make it to the finish? Rocket takes the initial lead, but here comes Badger with a good push from Balfi. Team Panda comes out front with Piper close behind as Badger and Balfi have stalled in turn 2. Piper gives Rocket a tap in the S section. Ooh, and she wipes out in the Savage Square. Rocket Panda's the only car left running as he comes to the final straight, and yes! Rocket Panda wins lap 4 to close out his tournament. I gotta see what happened to Piper as we haven't seen much trouble on that spot of the track yet. She enters turn 5 shallow and understeers, just hammering the outside wall, and catches a track connector while she was sliding and spinning. Balfi and Piper advance, and I'm sure that's not the last quadruple donut we'll see this round. Let this be a lesson, kids. Don't forget to put on some graphite. Congratulations to Michael Motorcycle, Jordy LaForge, Balfi, and Piper Jean. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 1 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas.